Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I am finally doing another Shop My Stash. So for a while, I feel like I was, maybe not for a while, like a few months, I was doing this once a month, and I do love switching my makeup out and just kind of like figuring out what products I want to use, whether it's having to do with the season or like what my skin is doing or just what I'm interested in at the time. And it's been a long time since I've done this. I think the last one I posted was in September, but I technically filmed it in August. Or maybe it was in October, but I filmed it. It was a while ago. Either way, we're like mid to late November now, and I've been switching through my makeup. I just haven't filmed it. So I just went through all of my makeup this morning and kind of like reorganized, picked the products that I wanted to focus on for this next month. We're kind of like coming into holiday season now, and I feel like that changes my taste a little bit. And so I want to share with you what I'm picking for the next like month. I do plan on doing this again, maybe like mid to late December. It could be like right before Christmas. I am going out of town, I'm going back home for Christmas. And so it could be before then, or maybe it'll be after that. I'm not totally sure, but soon I'll be doing another one. But I'm just like inspired for this coming season, and I think my makeup tastes are reflecting that. So I'm super excited to share with you the makeup that I am picking for this next month or so. So if you're interested in seeing my makeup collection for now, just stick around. So to start us off, this is my project pan little bin. I have a project going for the entire year of 2019. So I have a bunch of products from that pan in this little bin, but I also have a few products that I just mentioned in a video that I was wanting to finish by the end of the year. So I had 5 additional products, and I've got those in here as well. So I've got some, I mean, if you're interested in, I guess, seeing any of those products, I'll link those videos. So I have those things here. I also have a few of the panning products in like my travel makeup bag, so they're kind of like in my purse right now. But so that's what's in here. Now taking a look up here, I have a lot of like my go-to everyday makeup picks. So far over here under my light post, I have like some skincare stuff. I've got a moisturizer, serum, and just a few things. And then more in this little box here is kind of what I'm wanting to talk about. I do have a few primers I'm wanting to focus on through this period. First one is from Touch in Soul, and it's the Glassy Primer. I got this in BoxyCharm a few months ago, maybe 2 months ago in October or something, and I just haven't used it a ton. I think it breaks me out, but I'm not totally sure, so I kind of want to try it again. It's been a little while since I've tried it. I also brought back one of my old favorites, funny enough, also a Touch in Soul primer. This is the No Problem Primer. This is a wonderful primer. I love this so much. Great everyday primer. And then the last one I'm wanting to focus on is from Wet n Wild, and it's the Photo Focus Matte Face Primer. I bought this a long time ago. I actually don't even know if I've used this yet. I bought it in a set with actually this setting spray here. It's a matte setting spray from Wet n Wild. And I bought those together and just kind of sat in my vanity for a while. So I want to get some use out of them. I feel like my skin has been kind of oily recently, so I want to use some of the mattifying products. This is also kind of a skincare product. This is from Wander Beauty, and it's the Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. I haven't gotten a ton of use out of this. I used it when I first got it for like a few weeks straight, and since then I haven't really used it, so I want to use it some more. And then while we're here, we'll finish off with these 2 setting sprays. So like I said, I have the Wet n Wild Matte Finish Setting Spray. I do enjoy this if I'm looking for more of a mattifying spray. But my everyday go-to is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. And this is one of the like limited edition ones. It's the Aura Shield. And it's in the scent Clary Sage and Tea. I love this primer water. You can use it as a wonderful primer, but also I love it for setting my face. This is a fantastic product. Then I've just got my brushes up here. I really need to do like a brush declutter or like reorganization, because I'm like overwhelmed by my brush collection and they're not like fitting in there, so that'll be coming soon. And then for palettes this month, I have a few face palettes I'm working on. This first one is from Laura Geller, and it's the Face, Eyes, and Cheeks palette. And these are all baked products. I love this palette so much. I got this when I was home in August at a TJ Maxx or Marshall's or something. And it's just a really great palette. This is baked products are something that I've been super into this year. Definitely been one of my favorites. And then I also had been missing this. I haven't used it in a while. It's the Tarte Park Avenue Princess palette. It's like a contour palette. But I really enjoy this palette and I'm excited to use it again. It was like stuck all the way back in my vanity and so I couldn't get to it easily. So I'm excited to get some use out of this. One more thing before I move on to eye palettes. This is a brow product that I've been totally loving. I feel like I haven't talked about this, but I really want to, and I need to talk about it. But it's the Flower Beauty Bubble Brow. This stuff is fantastic. It's like a soap brow. It's in the shade Light Medium, and it just does like wonderful things for your brows, holds them in place. But the only downside is that you have to get it wet. You have to get the brush wet before you apply it, so it's just kind of a hassle, but so great. Now for eyeshadow palettes, what probably everyone is here for. I just got this baby when I was in New York a few weeks ago. This is the Milk Cosmetics Gemini palette. I haven't used this a ton yet. I've used it a few times, but I am so excited to get some more use out of this. I am super psyched about this palette. Now, other palettes I'm interested in using. This is also a newer one for me. This is the ColourPop California Love palette. It is quite a warm palette, but it's not like overwhelmingly like orangey. It's really pretty. I haven't gotten a ton of use out of it, so I just want to keep it up top for a bit. I got this around this time last year, maybe like beginning of December. This is the Jeffree Star Alien palette, and I've been reaching for this quite a bit recently. I love this palette. I think it's so pretty. The shadows are phenomenal. And I feel like there's just so many ways you can go about using this palette. You can go like very dramatic, or you can stay in like neutral tones and just get something super simple. The shimmers in here are just beautiful, and so I want to get some more use out of it this season. I'm bringing back an oldie but a goodie. I'm bringing in the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. I'm actually wearing this on my eyes today. I have had this tucked away in my vanity for a long time, and I've thought about it the other day and I was like, why am I not using this palette more? It's such a staple, especially this time of year. It's beautiful, and so I brought it out back on top today. Another one that's kind of old for me that I've had for a while, this is the Pure Soiree Diaries palette, and this is honestly one of my favorite palettes I've ever owned. I got this in a BoxyCharm. Actually, the first BoxyCharm I ever had, which was from September of 2017, so over 2 years ago. This is honestly just one of my favorite palettes. It's kind of divided by like warm and cool tones, and the shadows are phenomenal. It's just so pretty. I love this palette so much, and I get so much use out of it. So I pulled it out the other day and have used it a few times, but I'm excited to use it more this season. This is another new one. I got this also in BoxyCharm, but in November. This is the Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Thunder palette. And I've actually been pleasantly surprised with this palette as well. It looks a little colorful from what my normal choice of eyeshadows are, but this is beautiful and I just want to get some more use out of it. Another BoxyCharm palette. This one I know I've had for a while. I want to say I got this like last year. I honestly do not remember though. This is the Pretty Vulgar Nightingale eyeshadow palette, and I actually brought this to New York with me. I was using this like the few weeks before I went to New York and brought it with me, and I remembered how much I like cool tone shadows, and so I'm super excited to use this more. It is beautiful. Shadows are great. It kind of reminds me of the Urban Decay Smoky palette, but somehow like more usable. I decluttered the Smoky palette like last year or something, and so I like this one better, and it's great. I also brought in the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill Little palette. I forget what these are called. I don't know. But this one's in the shade Bling Boss. It's kind of like the pinky, like purple toned palette. Really pretty. I got this a while ago and I just haven't gotten a ton of use out of it yet, so I want to give this one a shot. I feel like going into holiday, there's a lot of pretty like sparkly shades in here and like pinks that I feel like would be really pretty for holiday season, so I'm excited to get some more use out of this one. And the last palette I am focusing on, another oldie but goodie. This is the Tarte Tartlet in Bloom palette. Again, this was another one that I pulled out like a few days ago and was like, I love this palette, I miss it, I want to use it more, and so I used it a few times. And this is just such like a great wearable everyday palette. You can go a little dramatic with it if you'd like, but it's just so pretty and like so usable, so user-friendly, and so definitely bringing this one, definitely bringing this one back into swing. Now moving on to like my complexion products. This was another area that I was getting so sick of the products that I had pulled out that I had to pull out some old products. So a few of these I have been using for a little while, but I've got some concealers here. I'm almost done with like a few of these concealers, and so I pulled in another one. But so I've got the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This one is really great, and that one is almost gone. It's like to the point where I have to use like a Q-tip in it to get any product out, but love it. And then I have two different LA Girl Pro Conceal concealers in two different shades. This one is almost gone, and then a little bit of a darker one. I still have quite a bit left. So I'm bringing in this one because I need another concealer. This is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I haven't used this in a long time, and I feel like I remember not loving it, and so I'm kind of nervous about it, but you know what, I need a concealer, so I'm going to use it. For foundations, I have the Catrice HD Liquid Foundation, Liquid Coverage Foundation. This is a great foundation. It's full coverage, but like super lightweight. And then I'm also bringing in the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. This is another one that is very full coverage, but this one is definitely a little bit more, not cakey, but it definitely feels like makeup. But again, this is a product I haven't used in a while, so I'm wanting to get some more use out of it. And then my classic It Cosmetics CC Cream. I love this stuff and can't live without it, so I'm bringing that one into the mix. And then for powders, I'm using my Glossier Wowder powder. Definitely one of my favorites. Have to use it. And then I'm also using the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh powder. Got this in BoxyCharm last month and have been definitely enjoying it. Now for some face like color products, I'm going to be using the Makeup Revolution Vivid Baked Bronzer. I broke this and tried to fix it, and I'm just kind of giving up on it. There's a little bit left in here. It's just kind of like powder and like what's left in the pan that I just want to try and get some use out of, because I did love this powder so much. So I'm just going to try and get some use out of that while I can. What else for bronzer? I'm also using the e.l.f. bronzer. This is like the most basic bronzer. It's one of their like $2 products. It's in the shade Sunkissed. It is a really pretty bronzer though, very glowy. And then lastly, I haven't used this in a while and I don't even know how much is in here, but this is the Bare Minerals Warmth. This used to be one of my favorite bronzers ever, and so I want to use that and maybe finish it off. I feel like there's got to be just a tiny bit left. And then for blush, besides like what's in those face palettes, I guess, I'm using the Essence Satin Touch blush. This one's in the shade Satin Coral. It's a really pretty corally blush, but not like overly corally. I feel like I used to love coral blushes and now I'm not into them, but I still like that one. And then I'm also using the ColourPop. This is one of their Super Shock Cheek Pearlized blushes in shade Drop of a Hat. And this is the first Super Shock product I've had from ColourPop, and I gotta say I really enjoy it, so I'm definitely keeping this one around. And then I also pulled out this palette. This is the Wonder Beauty Wondrous Dusk to Dawn palette, and we've got 2 blushes and a highlight, and I just haven't used this in a while and I remember really enjoying it, so I'm gonna get some use out of that. And then to finish it off, I've got 2 other highlighters. They're both little sample size. This is the Laura Geller, what are these called, like the gelato swirl, baked gelato swirl. and it's in the shade Diamond Dust. It's just this really pretty, like, iridescent kind of color. And then I'm also using the Fenty Beauty Hustle Baby highlight. I feel like this is honestly one of my favorite products of the year, and so I had to keep it around for this little go around. These are my eye products as far as like mascaras and stuff. These products don't change a ton. Actually, this is my project pan. This needs to go in here. This stuff does not change very frequently. I don't have like extras of anything. I just have some mascaras I'm using. My friend actually just gave me the Thrive Cosmetics mascara, the liquid lash extensions, and I love that. So I've been using that. I guess I did bring this one in. This is the Manicadar Beauty Bloom Volumizing Mascara. I got this in a BoxyCharm a few months ago, and I never really used it, so I want to use it. I feel like I used it once and didn't totally like it, so I might just get rid of it. And then I have a Tarte Big Ego Lash Princess and the CoverGirl Exhibitionist, which, again, love that stuff. Got a few eyeliners, a brow product, some primers, liquid shadow, another liquid shadow, but other than that, nothing, really nothing. And then I do have a few lip products. These are, again, kind of like my staples. I've got some lip liners and lip gloss. So I have 4 different lip liners. I have the Jordana Easy Liner Rockin' Rose in the shade Rockin' Rose. Love that. This is the Jaunt Blue liner in the shade Spice or Dark Natural. It's fine, it's whatever. And then the Steve Laurent liner, which I actually really enjoy. This one's in the shade Chic. And I think this might be my last go around with this one. I'm not a huge fan. Dirty Little Secrets in the shade Rosy Posy. It's just really pink, and I'm not really a fan. And then I've got a few glosses. Well, I do have my Glossier lip balms in here as well. I have the Glossier rosebalm.com and the Glossier birthdaybalm.com. I can't get it out. Come on, friend. That one's fantastic. And then for lip gloss, I have the Dominique Cosmetics Lemonade Gloss, one of the e.l.f. lip plumping glosses, the Tartist gloss. I had to do a little tape on here because the cap broke. I don't know how that happened. And then I did just pull in, this is from Adesse, and it's not a lip gloss. It says it's a high definition liquid lipstick, but it's definitely more of like a opaque lip gloss. Like, it's not like a drying liquid lipstick. And then I also brought in the Profusion Sparkling Lip Topper. Again, I thought this would just be kind of fun for the holiday season. It's just like glitter for your lips, and so it's kind of fun. And then lastly over here, I've got some other lip products. I've got lip balms over here. I've got a Trader Joe's one, a doTERRA. This is from Aero, and it's like a tinted lip balm. I have 2 Dose of Color liquid lipsticks. These liquid lipsticks are kind of the ones that I reach to if I'm ever going to wear a liquid lipstick, because I enjoy the formula. So I have 2 Dose of Colors, and then I have a Jeffree Star one. And then I just brought these into my collection. Well, not into my collection, but into the rotation. They're ColourPop Lippy Sticks. This one, the darker one, is in the shade Daydream, and then the lighter one is in the shade Brink. I'm actually wearing Brink today. I kind of forgot about those products, and I do enjoy them. And then I've got an Ofra liquid lipstick. This is in the shade Havana Nights. It's a nice holiday color, I feel like. This is kind of one that I used to love. This is from Lacka. It's a Cloud Lips. This one's in the shade Storm, and again, I just felt like this was going to be so great for holiday. It's just like a really deep berry color, but it's a really comfortable formula, so I'm excited to give that one some more love. I have a Christopher Buckle lipstick in the shade Babcock? What does that say? Bardot? Wow, can't read. It's like a mauve-y color. And then also a Bite Beauty, I'm just knocking everything over, Bite Beauty Mini in the shade Chai, which again is kind of a mauve-y, everyday pink color. Wow. Okay. I need to wrap this up. And then lastly, I have this little
marine salve. It's like a beauty salve. It's from the brand Make. My friend got this for me for my birthday this year, and I love it so much, so I just keep it up top. It's good for a lot of things. So that's what's in my vanity right now. I'm like sweating. I'm wearing a sweatshirt and a jacket. I wasn't planning on being inside very long. I was out working this morning, and now I need to go run some errands, but I was like, oh, I'll just film a video. Like 2 hours later of being inside, like fully dressed for winter, and I'm a little warm. So I'm ready to go outside, but thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to hear about the products that you're working on right now. Is there anything exciting that you're kind of trying this holiday season? Thanksgiving is this next week. That's crazy. Do you have fun Thanksgiving plans? I'd love to hear about them. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. I would love to have you around. And until next time, bye guys.